Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be for those days that you just wake up and feel like absolute shit. You just get up in the morning and you can just feel that it's gonna be a bad day, and then you go to the bathroom to wash your face, you look in the mirror and you just could not feel any more ugly. I woke up this morning kind of having one of those days. I'm just in a funk. I know that we all kind of like have these days every once in a while. For some people it's probably more often than others. For me, recently it's been happening a little bit more often, and it's fine. I feel like we're girls, we all kind of like go through these like self-image phases where we just feel disgusting about ourselves. It's hard with like all the social media and all these like Instagram girls that look perfect, and I don't know, it's just hard to feel good about yourself sometimes. The purpose of this video is not to like throw a pity party here. It's just for me to let you guys know that if you have these days, if you're having one of these days right now when you're watching this video, then we're in this together and we're gonna get through this day together. And I want to show you the makeup look that I tend to do on the days that I feel like this, just to kind of boost my confidence a little bit. Honestly, a lot of the time when I'm having these days, I tend to not wear any makeup and I just kind of like sit in my room all day because it's just a bad day. You don't want to go out and do anything. But if I'm having a bad day and I do have to go out and do something, then I like to stick with this makeup look because it's makeup that I feel pretty confident in, so it makes me feel a little bit better. If you guys have any like cool things that you do to make you feel better on days like this, like just something that boosts your like mood for the day, then let me know in the comments below, because I feel like a lot of the time it has to do with like that time of the month and you just kind of are starting to feel sluggish or like whatever it might be, or you're stressing out about something and then you have these days. But let me know some things that you guys do to kind of like get out of this funk, because that would be cool for me to learn some things to get out of this feeling, and I'm sure that it would help other people watching this video and reading the comments as well. So let's just go ahead and get started. Also, I did kind of hurt my wrist, so if you see this ugly thing holding my wrist in place, it's because I can't move it back and forth. I think I slept on it weird, but it's been hurting me for the past 4 days, and I literally just like, I can't move my wrist around, so ignore this ugly thing. So the first thing that I like to do is add some hydration to my skin, because most of the time my skin just like looks really dry and kind of like dull on these days. I don't know why that is. It's like it kind of like mimics my mood. My skin is interesting, so I'm feeling kind of dull, my skin's looking kind of dull, so I want to make sure that I'm putting some hydration back into it. And my favorite primer to do that with is the Marc Jacobs Coconut Primer. Next, because I do still get oily in my T-zone, I'm just going to use a mattifying primer. This is the Hourglass Mineral Primer. This is the Veil, and it's just a little sample size of it, but I'm just going to place that around my nose area because it will still get oily. So I'm just going to kind of place this right in this area. The next thing that I will do is go in with a foundation that I know looks really good on my skin, and I love the Dior Nude Air Serum Foundation. I use the shade 21, and it has a weird undertone to it, but it still kind of like works once I conceal and set it and stuff. But every single time that I wear this foundation, I do get a compliment on how amazing my skin looks. So I'm just going to take the dropper and drop a couple of drops on my cheek. I like to work in sections because this foundation tends to set pretty quickly. So I'm just going to work cheek by cheek. So after I finish blending out my foundation, I like to go in with a little bit of Fix Plus just to make sure that my skin is nice and hydrated. And now before I go in with my concealer, I actually like to fill in my brows, because once my brows are on, I just feel a lot more like myself. So I'm using the Milani Clear Brow Wax and the L'Oreal Brow Stylist Definer. Okay, so now I'm just going to go ahead and set them with some clear brow gel. For concealer, I'm going to be using the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer, and this is in the shade 10, and I'm just going to put this right here and just a drop on the center of my nose. And then I'm going to go ahead and blend that out with my beauty blender. So because my skin's kind of feeling and looking a little bit extra dry today, I'm going to go in with my Tatcha Luminous Dewy Mist Spray. And I am going to just spray a couple sprays on my skin to give it that luminous look. And now I'm just going to go ahead and tap out my concealer one more time. And then I'm going to go ahead and set it with the banana shade from the Kat Von D Shade Light Contour Kit. I'm just setting right underneath my eyes, because I want to keep the rest of my skin looking very healthy and radiant because it's looking pretty dull. So now I'm just going to push that powder in with my beauty blender. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a bit of my Laura Mercier translucent setting powder, and I'm just going to place this right underneath the hollows of my cheekbones, because I'm going to be like bronzing my skin, but I want to keep it pretty clean. And also this part of my foundation tends to start disappearing the fastest. So the first thing that I'm going to do is go in with my Hoola bronzer by Benefit and just hit the perimeter of my face. So on my forehead, but on the outer parts, just in the center. And then I'm going to take it down onto my cheeks. And then also just a little bit on my neck. Now for a glow, I'm going to go in with a bit of MAC's Gold Deposit on the same brush, and I'm going to hit it a little bit higher on my cheeks, kind of where I would apply blush. Now for a little bit of an extra highlight on the cheeks, I'm going to be taking the Gleam Kit by Anastasia, and I'm taking the shade Mimosa. And I'm taking that on the Anastasia highlighting brush, and I'm just going to hit the tops of my cheekbones. And I'm kind of like cupping this up around. And then I'll hit the tip of my nose just a bit. Now for my lids, I'm going to be taking a bit of Vanilla Bean by Makeup Geek. It's just a bone colored shadow. And I'm just going to be placing this all over my lids up to my brow bone to kind of brighten them up. And now I'm going to take my L'Oreal La Palette Nude 1. And I'm going to be taking this middle shade right here. It's just a neutral brown and it's matte. I'm taking that on a big fluffy brush, and I'm just going to put this into my crease. Now I'm going to be taking the shade right next to it. It's just a slightly darker brown, and I'm taking that on a Sigma E25 brush. I'm taking a drop of it, and I'm just going to be placing this in the outer corner. And I'm going to connect this down to my lower lash line, just to add some subtle definition. I'm going to go back in with my other blending brush and just make sure that this is all buffed out. Now for an inner corner highlight, I'm going to take my Mary Luminizer by The Balm. And now I'm going to go ahead and curl my lashes. And I'm going to layer on some mascara. The first one that I like to use is the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. And then I'm going to go ahead and layer on some L'Oreal Telescopic. I just feel like these two together are amazing. And I actually don't put mascara on my lower lash line because I don't like how that looks on me personally. But for lips, I'm just going to use this one from Jouer. It's called Glisten. It's pretty much just a nude lip gloss with really pretty like reflex in it. And I'm actually going to layer that with a little bit of Buxom's Alexandra. This one is pretty much the same shade. It just has a plumping effect, so you don't have to use both. But yeah. So now I'm going to clean up this mascara. And then I'm going to set with a little bit more Fix Plus. And that is the completed look. I guess that the point of this video is just for me to let you guys know that I get sucked into it also. It's really hard to not compare yourself to all of these perfect girls that you see in pictures and in other YouTube videos and not compare yourself to them. I know that I shouldn't. I know that they're not real. I know that we're all individuals and nobody's perfect and all of that. But even with knowing all that information, it's still hard to not scroll through Instagram and think to myself, why can't I look like that? You know what I mean? I guess what I'm trying to say is that we all have these low self-esteem days, even if they have nothing to do with like how you view yourself in the mirror. We all do have those days where we wake up and feel sluggish and like we just don't feel like getting out of bed that day. We would rather just sit and do nothing. And those days are okay to have. Just remember that we all are still beautiful and unique the way that we are, and we shouldn't be comparing ourselves, but I get it because I do it too. I really hope that nobody ends up taking this video the wrong way. I just wanted to let you guys know that I too have my bad days and I'm not always happy and having great days like it looks when I post videos, because the days that I usually film videos are days that I am in a good mood. And I just wanted to show you guys that I have my bad days too, and days where I feel bad about myself and days that I just don't feel like myself. Anyways, I hope that this video was helpful and at least some of you enjoyed it. And if you guys have any suggestions for what to do when you're having a pretty bad day, then let everybody know in the comments below. And if you did enjoy this video, then don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more videos. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.